Hello everyone, Blackhawk69 here for another episode of Cadillac Racing Academy. Today we'll be taking a look at vehicle dynamics. What I mean by that is the way the car reacts to the input you give, such as steering, gas and braking. Now if you take a look at the car as it goes through Okayama full course, you'll see that the car moves on its suspension. Now it's very important for you guys to be aware of what the car does at all time. On a real racetrack in a real car, you'll have the feel of your pants feeling, you can say, which means the G's pulling at you. So it's kind of another sense giving you feedback on the car, which you don't when you're driving a sim, obviously, unless you got a lot of $1,000 into a sim motion rig, which most of us don't. So yeah, exactly, just you need to be aware. Once the lap is done, we'll go through the centripetal, I think it's called, circuit, and I'll show you more what I mean by that. Okay, here we are. So we'll have a slow motion of me mashing the accelerator and then braking and shifting gears. So I want you to take a look, watch closely the way the car will react. And see, I'm mashing the gas and the weight transfer in the rear. Front, rear because I'm shifting, front because I'm braking, and then I will be turning around so the car will shift on every tires. So what that means is that you will be losing traction. So when you accelerate, you'll have less traction on the front wheels, and when you brake, you'll have less traction on the rear wheels. Same goes with left and right. If you go left, you will have less weight on the left side, and go right, less weight on the right side. So it's very important for traction. You got to keep that in mind. And we'll talk about that more as we go through different circuits. Okay, so yeah, very important. Now I want to show you something else that you can steer without using the steering wheel. Like I said, it's pretty basic things, but sometimes you're not aware of those. I mean, for the drivers that are more rookie than others. Now I'm gonna stabilize the car, and I want you to watch closely because I won't be using the steering wheel to turn. I use the gas pedal to steer outside of the turn, and I'll use the brake to steer inside the turn. So yeah, you can steer with the pedal, with the gas pedal and the brake pedal. Very important on controlling your car. I'm pretty sure everybody remembers turn 1 in Lime Rock Park where you go too wide. Everybody did that, so you can control it with your brakes. So just take a look. No steering input, just brakes and gas. So yeah, those are pretty all the basics. Now we're going back to Okayama. The last thing I want to talk about that I think goes with vehicle dynamics and the way you shift the car with its weight is I find that a lot of people overshift. What I mean by that is you shift too much, you downshift too much, and not enough upshift. So sometimes you'll go into a corner one speed too low. Keep in mind, everybody, that this car, it's a beast. It's got a lot of torque, so you can get away with being in upper speed. It gives it more stability. It's less prone to wheel spin. On the other hand, you gotta be careful with that too, because if you used to do that, yeah, at first you'll overshoot the corners. So just keep in mind, be wary of the car, and at all time know what your car is doing. It's part of practicing, of doing several laps. Okay, so we'll finish this lap and then I'll do one lap with too many speed shifts. So you'll see here I'll go a speed lower. As you can see, not only is the rev going much higher, but the car seems less stable. I'm fighting against it much more. Plus, the wheels are so easy to spin that I'm toasting them, and it's very critical on the Cadillac because it's so huge, so heavy that the tires don't cool down fast enough. So you'll have about 5 laps if you toasted them where you'll have no grip whatsoever, and everybody know that you already don't have a lot of grip on the tires in the Cadillac. So as you can see, less stable, and because I spun my tires, I have less grip. So I need to focus back, try to stabilize the car. To be on the fair side as well, I'm not used to drive this way, so I might be, I guess, less effective than someone that's been driving that way every time. So let's have another lap where I downshift too much. We'll try to stabilize the car a little bit. But yeah, just take a look and see what it does. Okay, so you can see, you can hear me struggling with the car. So yeah, try to do to don't go as down as possible, because yeah, it's hard on the driving line, it's hard on the car, it's hard on the tires. So yeah, be mindful of that. So before we finish, I just want to mention that we're going into week 13, and there's a special championship going on for Brands Hatch. So I'm thinking about doing how to drive on Brands Hatch, even though I'm not the best there. But anyways, I hope to see you guys on the track for Target Sim Sport. This is 169.